Welcome to the next session on environmental pollution. In this session, we will be dealing with the sources, ill effects, and control of particulate matter, lead, and mercury. First, we'll see particulate matter. Particulate pollutants, they are also called aerosols. They are minute solid particles or liquid droplets present in air. They may be either viable or non-viable. That means they can be either living or non-living. The viable particulates are bacteria, fungi, molds, algae, etc., which are dispersed in the atmosphere and they can cause plant diseases, whereas non-viable particulates are smoke, dust, fumes, fly ash, smog, and mist, and their size varies in the range 0.002 to 500 micrometer. Airborne particles such as dust, fumes, mist, etc., they are dangerous to human health. Particulate pollutants bigger than 5 microns, they are likely to lodge into the nasal passage, whereas particulates of about 10 microns, they can enter into the lungs and can damage lung tissues. Now let us see the major sources of particulate matter. First is smoke. Smoke means it consists of solid or mixture of solid and liquid particles that is formed during the combustion of organic matter, then cigarette smoke, incomplete combustion of fossil fuel, garbage, dry leaves, etc. So all these can release smoke into the atmosphere. Now next is dust. Dust means it consists of fine solid particles that is produced during crushing and grinding of solids, sawdust from woodworks, house cleaning dust, etc. Next one is fumes. Condensation of vapors by sublimation, distillation, boiling, calcination, etc. can release fumes into the atmosphere. Now fly ash, it is formed during the burning of coals, forming non-combustible inorganic oxides. Now mist, it is formed during the condensation of vapors. Now next is smoke. Smoke means it is a mixture of smoke and fog. Smoke that is released into the atmosphere during the combustion of coal and fog, when they mix together, it results in the formation of smog. So all these are the major sources of particulate matter. Now let us see the ill effects of particulate matter. They can cause allergic and respiratory diseases. They can cause sneezing, coughing, and nose blocking. Then due to the smaller size, they can penetrate deep into the lungs and can damage lung tissues. Then they can also damage metals, buildings, and painted surfaces. And they can restrict absorption of carbon dioxide in plants. So these are the major ill effects of particulate matter present in the atmosphere. Now let us see the control. The principle of control, it is based on certain properties such as density, stickiness, and electrical property of the particulate matter. And based on these properties, we can adopt suitable methods for the removal of particulate matter from the gas. So first let us see gravity settling chamber. So this is a gravity settling chamber. In this, the dust gas, it is allowed to pass slowly in one direction, whereby the heavier particles, they will settle down due to gravity and they get deposited in this dust hopper or dust collector, which is used for cleaning the dust that is present in air, and thereby the quality of air that is released from the industries, it is improved. So this method, it is used for preliminary purification. Now next method is wet scrubber. It consists of a spray tower in which the gas with the particulate matter, it is passed into a chamber. where it comes in contact with water spray. Here water is sprayed inside this tower. So the dirty gas which moves into the tower, it will come in contact with the water spray. Water droplets will capture this particulate matter and they will become heavy and will settle down at the bottom of the chamber and can be removed from the bottom of the chamber. So the gas which comes out of the chamber, it will be clean gas which is free from particulate matter. So this is the method that is used in wet scrubber. Now next is fabric filter. Here in fabric filter, particulate matter they are filtered by passing through fabric filters. The dirty air, it is passed into this chamber. It consists of filter bags. These filter bags, they may be made up of cotton, wool or artificial fibers. When the dirty air, when it is passed into this chamber, the particulate matter, it will get stuck onto these fabric filters and the air that comes out, it will be the clean air. And from the fabric filter, it can be removed, the dust can be removed mechanically. Now next is electrostatic precipitator. In electrostatic precipitator, the waste gas is allowed to pass through an electric field. When the gas, when it is allowed to pass through an electric field, what happens? Molecules, they move fastly. The particles that is present inside the waste gas, they will move fastly, and when they move fastly, they collide with each other and develop a static charge. And depending upon the charge, they will get attracted to oppositely charged electrodes. Because here two electrodes are placed, positive electrode and negative electrode. So when electric field is applied and when the waste gas containing the particulate matter is allowed to pass through this electric field, the particles, they will move fastly and they will collide with each other, resulting in the formation of a static charge. Depending upon the charge, they will get attracted to oppositely charged electrodes and they will be deposited in this collecting plates from which the dust they can be tapped off, and the gas that comes out, it will be free from particulate matter. So this method, it is used in electrostatic precipitator and they have a removal efficiency of 99.9%. That means the gas that comes out of the electrostatic precipitator, it will be almost completely free from the particulate matter. So these are the major measures that are used for controlling particulate matter. Now next is mercury. Water-soluble heavy metal such as lead and mercury. They are dangerous to humans because our body can't excrete them. And the major sources of mercury include volcanic emissions, natural mercury deposits and release from oceans. It's also emitted into air during burning of coal. Then batteries, thermometers and barometers which are used in the laboratories, they are all sources of mercury. Then dental amalgams which is used for dental fillings, it's also an important source of mercury. Then skin lightening products as well as cosmetics, they are also sources of mercury. Now ill effects. Mercury interferes with the brain and central nervous system and cause muscle tremors, memory loss, distorted speech and hallucination when inhaled. Hallucination means it's a perception of having seen, heard, touched, tasted, etc. You feel like you have tasted, you feel like you have touched, you have been called. So that perception, it is called hallucination. So mercury, it is affecting directly your brain and central nervous system and it can lead to memory loss, muscle tremors, distorted speech, hallucination, etc. Inhalation of mercury vapors, it can produce harmful effect on lungs, kidneys, digestive and immune systems. And salts of mercury, they are found to be corrosive to skin, eyes and gastrointestinal tract. Then it causes Minamata disease. What is Minamata disease? What is Minamata disease? Minamata disease, it occurred in residents of Japan because in the Minamata Bay in Japan, waste products on a massive scale was dumped into the bay, and this waste product contained mercury that contaminated the fish living in Minamata Bay. And the residents of Japan who ate large amounts of fish and shellfish that were contaminated with the mercury compounds were having this disease. That is the Minamata disease, because the symptoms include numbness in hands and feet, general muscle weakness, damage to hearing and speech, etc. All these are the symptoms of Minamata disease, because mercury, it is directly affecting your central and the peripheral nervous system. So it leads to all these disorders. Now next, control of mercury. The major means to control mercury in the environment is to promote the use of clean energy sources that do not burn coal. Then eliminate mercury mining. Then gold extraction, it should be done without use of mercury. Discontinue use of non-essential mercury containing products such as batteries, thermometers, skin whitening cosmetics, etc. and implement safe disposal of mercury containing products. If these measures are taken, means we can control the amount of mercury leading to pollution. Now next is lead. The major sources of lead are dust and chips from old paints. Then smelting of metals. Smelting, it is a process that is used in the metallurgical extraction of metal from its ore. So lead also comes from smelting of metals, lead acid battery manufacturing and steel industries. Lead enters water through contact with plumbing, lead-based pipes, etc. that leaches lead into water through corrosion. So these are the major sources of lead. Now next, ill effects. Once lead enters the body, it distributes throughout the blood and it accumulates in the bones because of similarity in size of calcium and lead. And in the old age, when bone starts dissolving, this lead, it will enter into the bloodstream. Higher concentration of lead, it inhibits the production of hemoglobin and it can lead to anemia. It can also affect the functioning of kidneys and permanent brain damage. And elevated levels of lead in the environment, it can lead to decreased growth and reproductive rates in plants and animals. So these are the major ill effects of lead. Now how to control? Replacement of conventional lead-based products by lead-free products, lead batteries to be dumped at a proper place, eliminate lead contamination in drinking water by the process of reverse osmosis, distillation and filtration using carbon filters specially manufactured for lead removal. So these are the measures to control lead in the atmosphere. So that's it. Thank you.